Hola, ¿cómo está usted? ¿Cómo está usted? Okay. Um, First and foremost, before I get into the topic, rest in peace to Roger Black Mamba Mayweather. He's the other Black Mamba. I don't think y'all realize that. But he was one of my favorites, man. So uh, I would say a moment of silence. How you doing, Angela? For Roger Mayweather, but I'm gonna say this instead. You don't know shit about boxing. I'm gonna get on my boxing podcast and talk about that though. But as you can see, the title of this thing is "Stop Doing That to These Kids." Um, I was thinking while I was at work, Bo Cobain, what's up, Portuguese dude, man? What's happening? Vulnerable. Yeah, man. Uncle Roger died, man. Uncle Roger died. He passed away. Um, the thing about it is, I was thinking about things. I was talking to my son last night, and just kids in general came to mind. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, yo, people need to stop doing that to these kids, man. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. What's up, huh? Oh, man. Fantastic was going ham today. I was listening while I was at work. And I'm gonna double check. I'm gonna get on this thing real quick and I'm gonna pause it. Check. Because I'm gonna check this chat because oh boy keeps saying that he get timed out. So I'm gonna see if people actually timing folks out. So my bad. What's up, Miss Witt? Teddy. So the first things first. Um, yeah, man. Rest in peace to Uncle Roger. So when I'm looking at what's going on with these kids, man, parents, we got to do better. Seriously. Tell me, okay, y'all can hear me. Y'all can hear me. Cool. First and foremost, stop giving these kids bad advice, man. I was cracking up because I was messing with my son like, you got a girlfriend, huh? He was like, yeah. And the first thing that came to mind when I started talking about that. Oh, no. Okay, hold on. All right, I will do that. I will do that. Anonymous, what's happening? You know, I was thinking about it like, listen, I remember when I was younger, they was giving the boys bad advice about how to do the girls dirty, and they was doing the girls, giving the girls bad advice, saying how to do the boys dirty. Bro, Scholar, what's happening? You know why? you gonna hit me up with the Marshawn Lynch Keenan? What's happening, fam? Oh, that's hilarious. Thanks, though. Thank you. So what winds up happening is I'm thinking about it like we giving people bad advice because we're letting these, I remember being told what to do to, how to be a player, how to break hearts and whatnot. And I didn't think about it back then. It wasn't my style anyways, but what I thought about at the moment was, listen, man, what you telling me is to go out and hurt somebody else's feelings. Anonymous. Fabian. Let me get through this, fam. Seriously, let me get through this, fam. Um, so yeah, he's a teenager. Well, he's a teenager. That brother was popping. Right. It's based on dysfunction and you know, and that was a problem with it. That was the major problem with it. Is that brother, my bad. Like I'm looking at it like, okay, this is what we telling people to do. And then at the same time, we're giving people bad advice on life as far as how to conduct themselves. I remember people telling people how to, lie their way out of a situation or hustle their way out of a situation. But my bad, vulnerable. My bad. My bad. Bucket, what's happening? Yeah, probably was different topic, different day. Probably just didn't want to talk about that. So my bad. Um, but the bad advice kept going and going on. You know, I remember parents, you know, letting family members give people bad advice. What's up, Seneca? Letting other people give people bad advice. And what wound up happening was rub lemons on his hand before. Oh, really, Rogue? That's what you did? Man, Lord have mercy. What's gonna happen? You trying to pine saw this young girl's cooch? Like, don't do that. You know, let me put this lemon in that thing. Let me see. Is that lemonade or just sour lemon? Like, what you doing? But that is part of the shenanigans that's going on. Um, but ultimately, you got kids doing things that they shouldn't be doing. They shouldn't be doing. What's up, Jacqueline? You got kids doing things that they shouldn't be doing. Oh, Fist of the North Star, my shit. You know. So what wound up happening was when they doing stuff they shouldn't be doing, those same adults that give them bad advice and the parents that give them bad advice act like they don't know what they're talking about. You know what I'm saying? You know. So it's hilarious. But the other thing, what's happening, Graham? Like the other thing that gets me is this. Yeah, I'm gonna get to that part too, that brother. But I ain't even. I'm equal opportunity with this one because the other thing, we need to stop doing to these kids is stop being a friend. We got too many adults being kids' friend and not being an adult. And ironically, I was listening to Iman Shumpert. I always say it wrong. He was talking about when he got drafted. He got drafted the year that the NBA had the lockout. And there was other players who had been in the league that told him not to get no like $2 million loan like other and $1 million loans like other people, and don't be in debt by the time he actually get paid. And he was like, he loved the brothers that told him that because they really give up. They showed him that they cared about him basically by doing that. And I was like, man, but when you're trying to be somebody's friend, we being kids' friend and not being adults, and you out here partying with them. You know what I'm saying? You out here, you're not telling them the realities of life. You're just telling them how to have fun. You letting them slide when they have bad judgment because you their friend. We all human beings. We all make mistakes. It's a difference between a mistake and a habit of making mistakes. Because if you make a mistake, that's one thing. But if you being somebody's friend, being these kids' friends, you're not correcting their mistakes so they make less mistakes. You're just being a friend and letting them do whatever they want, mess up whatever they want, because ultimately they kids. They ain't got to pay for it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's the thing. I don't. They're not friends to me. Like they're kids. We doing these kids dirty by you can have fun with kids, but kids, you're an adult. You need to be in an adult space, and the kid need to be in the kid's space, in the kid's place. And it's not because it's a negative thing. It's because you got to impart wisdom to them, and they got to earn being your friend by actually growing up to be a productive adult. You got people who are unproductive adults who are corrupting and destroying children because they friends with them. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's stupid. And I remember that, parents want to have I want to have a great relationship with my child. I want us to talk about everything. No. You want them to have a certain amount of respect for you, to not bring foolishness to you. You know what I'm saying? Like when you're their friend, now they gonna bring foolishness to you, and you just, I just want to be such a good friend and such a good person that what's gonna happen. We're gonna always be down for each other. What's the use of you knowing all this information with these kids if you being a friend if you're not gonna help? You know what I'm saying? Kids don't need friends. Hell, adults don't need friends like that, to be perfectly honest. You know what I'm saying? So it becomes an issue. So, to me, it's like, come on, man. But we forget about that part. Hold up. Now I see what's going on. Listen, whoever's in here just shadow banning anonymous, chill the hell out. Like, damn, I ain't, that's not what we doing. Like, real talk, that's not what we doing. Because, I've been getting a message that y'all keep blocking him. And I'm looking at this like he is blocked. Hold up. Hold up. Oh, man, no, you're not. You're not being blocked because you popping up here. Stop saying that shit. You're not being blocked. Because I'm looking at a different chat right now. So chill out, keep saying you blocked. You're not blocked. You know what I'm saying? What's happening with you, MGTOW? Now, back to the topic at hand. You know what I'm saying? You got to stop being their damn friends. And it's crazy because I don't think these adults, these parents are friends when it actually counts. They just friends for fuckery. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no sense. Tony, what's happening, fam? Nobody block on. Oh, my bad. My bad. And you gonna say, but it is what it is. Now the other part, because that threw me off. So give me a second to get my shit together. The other thing, stop doing this to these kids. Stop giving them bad diets. Real talk. Like, stop giving these kids bad diets. I'm in the grocery store and I'm looking around and I'm thinking to myself, and I'm looking at, because, when you go in the grocery store, you see parents buying food for their children. And when they buy this food for their children, don't worry about it. You're seeing a bunch of snacks, a bunch of salts. All right, what's happening, fam? A bunch of salts, a bunch of junk food, a bunch of cereal. You know what I'm saying? A bunch of things that's gonna wind up making that kid a bunch of cheese. You know what I'm saying? And you see all these kids and they're overweight or they have all these problems. And these kids don't play no more. Well, hell, yeah, they don't play as much anymore. But damn, y'all feed them worse than I got fed as a kid. Because you're not cooking for these kids. All Hot Pockets, toaster strudels, Pop-Tarts, cereal, ramen noodles. Like, that's a college diet per se. That's not a child's diet. You get what I'm saying? Little Debbie, yeah. And we keep doing that to these kids, and then you wonder why they got all these issues. You keep going out to eat, giving them a bunch of fast food all the time. I remember being a kid, and fast food used to be, it was damn near a delicacy for a kid. A kid to get we getting pizza tonight? Oh, that was a great thing. We going to McDonald's? Oh, that was something that happened every now and then. That wasn't a daily thing. We wasn't, Taco Bell Tuesday, Chick-fil-A Wednesday, Popeyes Friday. We wasn't like that. But we keep doing this to these kids, and then we're not even teaching them how to eat better. So now what's going on? At the end of the day, what's going on is what? The kids, in some ways, I see too many bad built young people. And I know why they bad built is because, what's up, Teddy? My bad. Those are for the kids. I'm assuming, I know they ain't all for the kids because I know a lot of parents who be snatching up the snacks. You know what I'm saying? They buy them, quote unquote, for the kids, but they hide them in their bedroom still. We still do that hood stuff. But they take the snacks to work. Yeah. Yeah. Coronavirus making people cook now. But I don't even think they're going to cook. I don't even think these people know how to, well, people know how to cook, but I think people just so lazy. You know what I'm saying? What winds up happening is I'm looking at the kids like, come on, man. Why is your son built like that? Why is your daughter built like that? They're too young to be built like the Pillsbury Doughboy. And fat kids back in the day, even when I was a kid, they weren't so plentiful. If you was a fat kid, it was assumed that you was gonna grow into an adult body. You just might be big, not big boned, but big. Now you seeing people, you can tell they shouldn't even be obese or overweight. They shouldn't even be bad built. You know what I'm saying? They might have during tax season. That's hilarious. Man, it was had. So that becomes a problem. Major problem. So now these kids eating bad, but you're a good parent. What are kids doing with type 2 diabetes? What are kids doing with high cholesterol and high blood pressure? Like, why are you doing that to these kids? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, some kids are malnutrition and look like Lil Wayne. That's the other thing about the diet. You're not feeding these kids. It's the kids that's overeating and the kids that's not really eating at all, which is ridiculous. There's a bunch of bad bills. Yeah, that's true. But it's hard for me. I got to go to a gym to see teenagers like who look like teenagers as far as their body didn't blow up. You know what I'm saying? What's up, James? My bad. And flaming hot Cheetos, Courtney. That's right. The flaming hot Cheetos have done it to the world. Like, I ate a lot of snack food, but I had to run track. I had to play football. I had to, you know what I'm saying? I wrestle. You know what I'm saying? Like baseball. Like, I was doing other things. But this diet is out of hand. And I know it's bad because, people go to high schools. They got kids. The parents pull up to the school and get them food outside of the school, even though the school has changed their eating program to make their food more, quote unquote, more health conscious. So now the school giving you health conscious food, but that ain't good enough for you. You still going to Chick-fil-A. Don't even make no damn sense. I got you, Anonymous, but I get that. I got you when you said that, fam. But I can't make every live about getting you unblocked. You know what I'm saying? They don't, that's counterproductive. Like, I don't know what, every time I go live, I'm trying to make sure you're not getting blocked on this in the first place. That's why I'm looking at the chat on my phone at the same time. I'm doing that while we doing live, but I can't, do that too. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's a damn shame, ain't it? Oh, you didn't know about that vulnerable? Yeah. I don't see people taking home their lunches. They don't take home their lunch. And thanks, Fabian, my bad, fam. So what winds up happening is we're into this thing. I'm saying? We're into this thing to the point where the kids ain't doing as much as they should. Yeah, I am listening, Fabian. If you got blocked on the last one and you on this one, I'm trying to see if somebody comes in the chat and actually times you out and blocks you on this one, because everybody knows it's you. You've been saying who you is for the last 3 days, goddamn it. Shit. Kenan, what's poppin'? You're right. Before you go, we got fast food at home. It's ridiculous. But that diet shit, it just went left to me. Like, it went too far left. Now, the other thing is, what I'm saying, that's along with this diet thing, is stop sabotaging these kids' education. You know what I'm saying? Like, what winds up happening is we're sabotaging these kids' education. Roger Report, man, what's happening? My bad, hold up. They're not good people, man. You know what? I ain't even just talking about the women. I'm talking about the men and the women, fam. Here you go, not good people. Yeah, it's hard to eat fruits and vegetables, but like the other part is that part of having parents actually concerned about the kids' education. And what I mean by that is not just saying my kid's smart. You know what I'm saying? My kid's smart, so they got it covered. Like, A lot of times, smart kids in America have dumb parents. That's a damn shame, ain't it, Anthony? Like, you know, but these smart kids have dumb parents who don't want to do stuff. They don't want to. They don't want to actually figure out what their kids are doing. They don't. They don't have any knowledge to say, okay, when I was your age, I didn't know about this, but I know about it now. So let me inform you now to make your education better. You know what I'm saying? Same thing goes to. I think my gym just got closed. Um. Oh, that's fucked up. No, it's not. I mean, shit. They don't want that wrong. They don't want nobody catching that wrong. But anyway, that's part of the issue, right? Well, we're in this joint and we're playing around. Isn't waist training before get fat? That ain't gonna help you. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You got to work on that. You got to work. So what winds up happening is I'm listening to kids. I'm listening to kids try to figure out, what they're gonna do with their future because they've planned their future better than their parents did. And now, since they plan their children better than their parents did, they don't know what to do. Yeah, that's what I'm about to find out. I'm about to find out that my gym clothes player. This joint didn't even tell me shit. It's retarded. Man, I ain't worried about that stupid shit then. You know, hold up. Oh man, hey man, I ain't a Texans fan. That's why I cracked up when I saw that shit with Bill O'Brien. Bill O'Brien ain't that bright, man. We all know that, right? Like, Bill O'Brien a dummy. But that's what he does. But getting back to that thing, you know what I'm saying? I wind up I'm gonna talk about sports at some point. Because I did RIP Roger Mayweather, and I do it again, RIP Roger Black Mamba Mayweather, because that's that guy. That was my favorite guy. But you got these kids trying to figure out what they're gonna do with themselves, where they're gonna go. You're not telling these kids about um, student loans or nothing like that, right? So you want them to all get an education, but you're not gonna tell them how much the education costs. So you setting these kids up for failure. You know what I'm saying? It don't even make no damn sense. But you want these kids to respect you. And a lot of times, a lot of the young people, a lot of people who are Americans in America right now who have student loan issues, a lot of them isn't, they weren't even told how much it cost them to go to school. They just were told to go to school. Yeah, I went to work today. No, my city ain't quarantined. That's one of the things. Jesus said, no mentors, no guidance. Yeah, that's the problem. That's definitely the problem. Okay, hold up, Elwood. Hold up. I got you. Let me scoot this thing up a little bit. That's what you wanted? Big Luther or Little Luther? You know what I'm saying? That becomes a problem. A big problem to me. You got it on like go enjoy your night, player. But let me get into this other part too. That brother said, "Oh, y'all on lock? You got to be on the West Coast, huh? You on the West Coast, west of the East Coast. You know what I'm saying? I figured. Cities on lockdown. I mean, curfew. We gonna see. They both losers. Oh shit, you made me choke on my water. Now, it's the other thing we need to stop doing to these kids is stop bullying them. You know, it's too often that I see and that I hear parents, West Coast, got you. You know, I hear parents bullying their kids. It's a difference when you trying to tell your kid to do something, but it's another thing when you when you basically mad at yourself and you mad at life. Make a baby looking at hey man, you heard Luther say it's all right. You know, people are gonna be making babies with this little coronavirus, not going to work and being with people. That's gonna happen because, like I said it before, the condoms are still there. Condoms are still in Walmart, still in Target, still in the grocery store. Condoms are still there. Everything else supposed to be gone. Condoms still there. But is it bullying Bill's character? No, it don't. Be bullying these kids. You mad because your boss getting in your ass, and now what you doing? You taking it out on your kid. You talking crazy to your kid. You know what I'm saying? Your kid can do no right. Your kid can only do wrong. So it's always something where, you know what I'm saying? Courtney says she like it raw. Okay, ODB. So you know it winds up one of those. You gonna get some Amazon package now? That's ridiculous. But you know, I'm listening. I'm seeing kids demoralized. They just demoralized by their parents. You know what I'm saying? Just demoralized. They don't believe they could ever do anything good because their parents always shooting shots at them, throwing quote unquote throwing shade at them, disrespecting them. What's going on, Devin? Cam, what's happening? Yeah, you see that, Cam? You know, this is a problem. And then if the kid has any kind of wherewithal to actually be a good person, in spite of that, and still strive to be a good person in spite of that, you want to try to beat on the kid because you don't want them to actually have self-confidence. You know? Bullying. Telling these kids what they're gonna never be, what they'll never amount to. Even though, and they could be good kids, but you're gonna tell them the worst. You know what I'm saying? And it's different from, you know, clean your room and kid, and then you get on them because they take forever in the day to clean the room and they don't do it. That's one thing. But what I'm saying is just people just going ham on these kids. Just going ham. You gonna say that on the live stream? You know, which bothers the hell out of me just as a person watching and sometimes listening. Like, you know, you got these adults and these parents bullying these kids, but then when somebody start bullying their ass, then all of a sudden they want to be a victim. Let me get this right. You can talk to this child any kind of way. But if I start talking to you in that same kind of way, you want to call the police. Don't you ever disrespect? Well, don't ever disrespect that kid like that. Now, and I'm not talking like if kid's out of pocket and you check them. That's one thing. But if the kid is not out of pocket and you just going in, you know, that's a problem. We can't rock with that. I'm sorry. You know, I'm trying to make that kid mentally strong. No, you're not. You trying to make that little kid your whipping post because you mad at life. Gangsta, what's happening, man? My bad, fam. Me, I might even say what's up. I'm sorry. You know, so it's crazy. Oh my God. But it's one of those. What's up, Tahaka? What's happening? Like it's off of the chain. It's off the chain. Like it's really off the chain. Like, how can I say this? Like thinking about it, like some people treat their kids like people treat pets that they beat. You know what I'm saying? Just treat them negatively, like in the worst way. And then the kids get bigger, you know, especially the boys get bigger, and now you can't bully them no more. Now you want them to be mentally bullied because you don't want them to put their hands on you because you realize all the shit you did to them, they could haul off and knock you through a wall now. And now you nervous, but now you still want to try to bully them. I mean, it's like, okay, all right. You know what I'm saying? But it seems like it's okay. Let's keep taking it out on these kids. They mean, they evil. No, all these kids ain't bad. All these kids ain't mean. All these kids ain't evil. You know what I'm saying? Some of us are just mean and evil. You know what I'm saying? Payback, what's happening? Now the other thing I gotta, the next part is stop doing this to stop doing that to these kids. Stop sexualizing these kids. You know what I'm saying? What's up, Faye? Swipe hand aside. You know, but it's one of those things where we're in this thing and we're sexualizing these kids, and I'm tired of seeing adults sexualize kids. You know what I'm saying? That don't make no damn sense. You know, you're looking at these boys as sexual objects. You're looking at these girls as sexual objects. And the way I'm saying it is, like, the boys get teenage years, they start getting muscle. Then you start touching on them. See, these kids don't know what you're really doing. Then you start touching them and feeling their arms and touching on their chest. You sexualizing these kids. Like, that's bull. You know what I'm saying? Hold up. I got you, Black Rhino. Thanks, fam. Yeah, I get it. I get it. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where it's crazy. It's just crazy. And then, like, even like with the girls, I hate it when, like, you go to them, you see the parents shopping for the little girl and they buying her clothes, and you're like, why are you buying it? Why do you have that little girl in there? And then girls become teenagers and then they dressed up and it's like, no. Mothers have I think worse than fathers with that, because I've seen a lot of mothers who said that, their daughters have certain outfits that they would never wear around their fathers, because their fathers would be like, that's gotta go. And the mothers are like cool with it, like, oh, my baby's sexy, she cute. It's like, no, fam, no, because the same thing you think your baby look cute in, if she bent over in the backseat of a Chevy, it ain't gonna be as cool. You know what I'm saying? Stop sexualizing these kids. And then you see people doing way too much, and this is why it's like, it is what it is. So it's like, we're not having it. You know what I'm saying? For me, it's like, it's a bad idea. Right. And it even goes to, oh, wow. And I ain't even thinking of, like, the step parents, like they brought up. It's another part of it that bothers me, where your friends, sometimes dealing with the kids and they sexualize them, and they're your friends, so you don't think they're gonna cross that line, but you kind of give them that look like, what the hell are you doing? You know what I'm saying? Because people think about kids when they're prepubescent. You don't want them around child molesters like that, because they can't protect themselves. But as they get older and they're in the puberty, some of the people that look at them like they're children, they don't look at them like they're children no more. And then, and then it's like, now you can't trust certain people around your kids because you don't trust their character as they get older. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, that part, gangster. Like, I don't like that. Stop teaching them little girls twerking and whatnot. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? Stop that. Stop teaching these boys to be little pretty boys when they little boys. You know what I'm saying? So now you got them being pretty boys, but you basically you sexualize them. You want them to be attractive instead of letting them be a kid. So who they trying to be attractive to? That shit aggravating. And then when they run around and they having sex, they fast. What's up, old Shane Line? What's happening? You know, when they fast, you might be a grandparent, you know, at 33, then it's like, where did this come from? Like, what do you mean, where did this come from? You know what I'm saying? It didn't make no sense. It came from you over-sexualizing that kid. And now that the kid is over-sexualized, now you want to turn it, you know, now you don't know why they're having all these issues or why they wind up with multiple kids at a young age or in high school. You already know why that happened. You know what I'm saying? Now they probably can or possibly cannot go to college because of sex. Young with an STD. Like, it don't make no sense. And on top of that, a lot of times the older people sexualize these young people, and these kids don't know nothing about STDs, and adults wouldn't mess with somebody because they burning, and now you basically gonna burn a kid. You know, they old enough. They legally a certain age. You know, yeah, he said, do it right. So now your kid, you know, got the clap, but you don't know why. Well, I can tell you why. You know, I can tell you why. And I didn't realize when I was a kid, when they were telling us, you know, stop going to the little dances, hunching on each other. We was over-sexualized. You know what I'm saying? But this leads into the other part. You know, stop doing that to these kids. Stop introducing these kids to drugs and alcohol. Like that's a major problem. Like, back in the day, I think it was worse in the 80s, just in my opinion, because hard drugs, you know, they could have cocaine just chilling in the house. Lines, you know what I'm saying? What's up, Idris? Like, but stop introducing these kids to drugs and alcohol. Stop smoking weed in front of your kids. Stop smoking cigarettes in front of your kids. You know what I'm saying? Stop having these drug habits in front of your kids. Stop having all the alcohol in the house. You know what I'm saying? So many people have so much alcohol, they drink so much, their kids wind up drinking, you know, when they're young. You know, you got a refrigerator full of beers, you know, a liquor cabinet, or, you know, liquor all around the house, and you drinking liquor every day, and the kid is looking at you and you're like, oh, that's for grown folks. That's for grown folks. And what the kids gonna do? Well, they're gonna want to try to be grown one day, right? You know what I'm saying? What's happening, Jew? Be kind. What's happening? You know? So now it's one of those things where you're introducing these kids to drugs, to alcohol, you know, and it partially goes into that, what I was talking earlier about the bullying and all that, because when the parents bullying the kids, parents have all these vices, and some parents need to do drugs or drink to, quote unquote, you know, mellow out or chill out. And what you teaching your kid is, guess what? If you really have, quote unquote, anxiety, you need to do something. A lot of these kids that wind up with all this anxiety issues and all that, this, that, and the third. JJ, what's happening? My bad. You know, they had these anxiety issues and they start smoking and doing drugs. Why does that happen? Why does that happen? Because you've got them accustomed to pacifying themselves with some type of vice. You know, being self-indulgent, yeah, that's a problem. You know, people know the old school little hustle. The kids pouring water in the vodka bottle and water in the gin and this, that, and the third. You know what I'm saying? It don't make sense. But we want to act like it's okay. But you introduce that to these kids. You know what I'm saying? Oh, have a little sip of beer. Let me make you grow. Let me put some hair on your chest. Let me get you to this. Let me get you to that. You know what I'm saying? You want to smoke? Let me show you how to smoke. I remember, being a kid and being offered, drugs and alcohol. And I'm looking at the adults like, what the hell wrong with you? I see you act a complete utter ass when you get that in your system, but you want to give it to me? I don't think so. Careless, what's happening? You know what I'm saying? Like, that don't make sense. But we don't stop doing that to these kids. It's always something. It's always, you know what I'm saying? Let me introduce you to this vice. Let me introduce you to that vice. A lot of times we introduce these kids to more vices than we do positive things. It just don't make no damn sense. They don't know positive shit. They only know that negative shit. And then they go to college, alcoholics. You know what I'm saying? Military, alcoholics. Become adults, alcoholics. It's cool to just get messed up everywhere. And then you got the same thing with the drug addicts. Nobody told you how much money it costs. Nobody told you that. And then what do you wind up doing? Doing the shit. You have kids, you wind up doing it in front of your kids because it's normal. Like, and the people who did it in front of you, they probably hit a certain age, and now they're like, they saved, and they don't remember that they introduced you to drugs and alcohol. You know what I'm saying? These kids know they know too much. Yeah, that don't make sense. Rolling weed and liquor, that don't make sense. It don't make sense. Telling kids about all these painkillers and this, that, and the third that they need for this, that, and the third. Now these kids wind up medicating themselves in every way because you took 37 ibuprofens and you using codeine. Now they doing it, even though they don't even have the issues that you had. You know what I'm saying? I'm stressed out. You ain't stressed out. Get out of here with that bull. And it's hard to break. Like, people don't realize this. If you start drinking and smoking as an adult, you probably won't get hooked. But if you start as a kid, it's going to become normal to you, and you're probably going to get hooked. You know what I'm saying? So it don't even make no sense. You're teaching these kids to be hooked on shit at a young age, but you're not teaching them how to go cold turkey. Because a lot of people who hook, they don't, you know what I'm saying? They can't stop, or they don't even want to stop. And another thing, the next part about it is, stop doing this to these kids. Stop teaching these kids to be rebels. That's part of the twerking. That's part of the lying and stealing and the manipulating. What's up, John? Like, you teaching these kids to be rebels. A lot of y'all don't really like the kid. You want to get tattooed. You got a bunch of tattoos. Then you like, oh, then your kids want to be just like you. They get a bunch of tattoos. But here's the problem. Most people who got tattoos, when you're at a certain age, I would say, under, like, if you're over to mid to late 30s, tattoos don't mean as much. And a lot of people, as they get older, they want to get rid of them. They might have too many. It doesn't make sense. You know what I'm saying? They might have just grown out of the tattoo phase in life. And now that they've grown out of the phase, it's like, I don't even know why I did this shit. I can't get rid of it. Then, you got tattoos you had, then you cover them up with other tattoos. And now you want to get rid of the cover up and the original. And it's like, and not to mention when people get older and they gain weight, the ink, all of that, all that ink, it was just like, the tattoo becomes different. You know what I'm saying? The same thing with the piercings. You get all the piercings, and then you get to a certain point, and it's like, why? You know what I'm saying? Why did I do that? Like, some people who got the ear thing, the tramp stamp, yeah, you can't get rid of that. But you teach the kids to do it, and then they're rebels. Now they want to get all of these tattoos and piercings with their young mind, not really thinking things through because it looks cool because they're young. And then it all goes left. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody assumes that they're going to be, a star, and it's not going to matter. But even movies, want you to cover up your tattoos. They don't want that to be seen on screen. You know what I'm saying? So it's crazy. Now, the same thing as far as being a rebel, as far as, teaching kids to be rude. Why are you teaching these kids to be rude? Why are you teaching these kids they can say anything at any time to anybody, you know what I'm saying, and anywhere, and be disruptive, anything? It can be just disruptive anywhere they go. And now it's like, now they want to be mean everywhere. And then now that they mean everywhere, they're going to get in beef everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't even care if tattoos are cool. Hey, what's happening? But like I got friends who have tattoos. They don't even know what they don't even. I was like, it was I thought she had an elephant, and it wasn't an elephant. It was some other animal, but she had gained weight because she had got the tattoo like 10, 15 years prior. So she was like, yeah, that's not an elephant. That's a such and such. But it didn't get too big now. I didn't stretch it out. My ass didn't got bigger, and this tattoo didn't got bigger. But that's the other part about it. But the other part about that shit, man, you better get the hell out of here with that, Courtney. You know what I'm saying? You better get out of here with that. But the same thing about the being rude thing. You teaching these kids they could, they're emulating you watching dysfunctional people just have blow-ups everywhere. So, when young people go out, now you being a rebel, you got to get into a fight everywhere you go. You got to get into an argument everywhere you go. You got to ask, what are you, why are you looking at me? What you doing? What is this? What is that? What is that? You always looking for beef and drama. And then you get around a person who's chill. And for some odd reason, you think, ain't nothing going to happen to you. And they fuck around and slide your ass, So that's another thing. Fabian, say, man, if you notice everybody being cordial in here, but you keep picking at motherfuckers, I'm going to fuck around and block you, and I don't block nobody. You being extra as a motherfucker, man. It don't make no goddamn sense. I was seeing if people was blocking you, but you the one antagonizing motherfuckers. God damn. I don't have the things either, but dude, the other part about that is, and I hate this. I really hate this. But stop robbing these kids. Just stop robbing these kids. No. Stop robbing these kids, because a lot of these kids are getting robbed by their parents as far as child support goes. You saying you love these kids. Now I ain't yelling at you, Courtney. Shut up. You like it rough. You like it rough. But you over here playing, and your kid needs this, your kid needs that. You scamming them off the top all the time. You always using them for something. You always pimping them for something. You always robbing them for something. You know what I'm saying? It don't make no damn sense. Now these kids want to do something to go somewhere, but you done stole all their thunder because you didn't rob them. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, your savings is gonna get robbed. Hey, the market, man. That market, man. It's ups and downs, man. It's ups and downs. It'll bounce back in 2-3 months. because the Dow Jones is high as it ever been any goddamn way. So, you know, it's to us, the small stuff we got to figure out. Because can't nobody afford no damn Dow. You know, the Dow is at blah, blah, blah. Who the hell buying that shit? Who the hell is buying one share of Dow Jones stock? You got to be a billionaire. You know, it just ain't going to hurt. But when I see these parents robbing these kids, parents be fly, kids be fucked up. You know what I'm saying? That don't make no sense. You know what I mean? Parents got 4, 5, 6 phones. Kid don't have nada. Parent got 4, 5 fucking cars. Kid don't have a bike. You know, it's just like you robbing these kids of everything. Like, it don't make sense. And then when these kids get grown, then you're going to say you did everything for them. But you ain't do nothing for them. You just robbed them the whole time. You played them the whole time. You used them the whole time. They was just a paycheck for you. You know what I'm saying? Or how can I say this? If you're on the other side and your kid ask you for something, and you don't want to, you might tell them, "Oh, I paid child support, so I ain't gonna give you shit." You robbing them because you already know they're probably getting robbed by their mama and you their dad. So can you look out? You robbing them. You know, I did everything I could. Not necessarily. You know, you might want to teach them a lesson by saying, "Listen, you realize you're getting robbed by one person, so you're not gonna rob me by robbing. You know, you're gonna rob Peter to pay Paul. You know that." But that's not what a lot of these kids going through. A lot of these kids is just used up paychecks. You know, it's tax season. A lot of these kids ain't gonna get no love in tax season. You know, whenever we talk about people in taxes, these kids don't have bank accounts, saving accounts. You're not buying these kids any gifts. You're not getting a kid a computer if they need it, or a bike, or anything. You know what I'm saying? You know, maybe they want to play a sport. They need a trainer. Maybe they need a tutor. You're not doing none of that for them. Not even with the tax money. So you're robbing them. You claim them on the taxes. You get money because you're taking care of them, but you're not using the money on them. You know, that don't make no sense. It just ultimately doesn't make any sense. And we try to get around that, but it is what it is. You know, but lastly, and I ain't gonna, and I guess to me, probably the most important thing about this is stop turning your back on these kids, because if you taught them these bad habits and you taught them to be a rebel, and you use them as a paycheck, and you sexualize them, you know what I'm saying, and you bully them, and you didn't really help them with their education, you fed them bad. You gave them bad advice because you rather be a friend than a parent, and then when it doesn't work out for them, you gonna say, "Oh, you 18, you grown, now I'm done." Stop turning your back on these kids like that. That make no damn sense, man. They don't deserve that. They really don't. You know, because if you actually had their back like that, we wouldn't be putting these kids in these situations the way we're putting them in these situations. And it's like, come on, man. Like that you know, and people got to go hang out. James, what's happening? Kids got to go out and they working, but you know, it is, you know, man, I'm gonna see you, James. You know, it's one of those issues where, because I remember this being in college. I remember this as a young adult. I remember this when I became a man, that a lot of times, a lot of adults have animosity towards their family because their family turned their back on them, even though their family taught them all the bad habits that got them, and probably that put them in a hole as an adult. Their family taught them how to be bad spenders. Their family taught them how to be addicts or this, that, and the third. Their family taught them how to be rude. And the society started crumbling around them. But you know what the family did? They just washed their hands. You grown now. You got to figure it out on your own. You grown. And it's like, man, yeah, they grown. They grown in age, but you basically raised them up to be a grown-up 12-year-old, and you gonna act like you didn't. So now that it's all messed up, now you want to turn your back. Like, I did the best I could. No, you fucking didn't. No. And a part of us, and we come across it because, you got men and women out here who your friends, you meet friends as an adult, and you can't be 100 with your friends. People they lying, they cheating, they scamming. They're going through it, and they think because they're going through it, it's time to play the scam artist game, and they wind up scamming you, and then you're not cool with them, and then then they wind up with a laundry list of friends that they played because their family turned their back on them because they taught them this was good, and now they really burn every bridge they got. You know what I'm saying? You got the men and the women, they do the same thing. They start using the opposite sex for certain things. So now you playing and using the opposite sex is messed up. What's up, Sister George? You know what I'm saying? Like, you using the opposite sex because you was taught bad shit. And I've seen it where, young adults and adults wind up depending more on the people that they date than their own family. And I ain't even talking about like a marriage, but I'm talking about boyfriend, girlfriend. Like, they more down for each other than the family will. So what now? What's popping? And that becomes an issue. And what would the family do? Turn their back. And the sad part about it is if those kids get on their feet and they get any type of success in life, the same family that turned their back gonna run right back to them. They're gonna run right back to them. They don't want to deal with the quote unquote with the monsters that created. And it don't make no sense. You created them, but you want to act like I ain't teach you that. I raised you better than that. That's some bull. Because a lot of these people who they say were raised better than that, they wasn't raised better than that. They wasn't. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't even like that. They were raised exactly the way that they acted. And people want to play brand new. How's it called? What's happening? You know what I'm saying? But let me get out of here. I think me and the brother, we might do the brother pill tonight. O'Shea just hit me up. So thank y'all for rocking with me. Salute. Catch y'all the next time. Peace.